Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Y'all, we're starting off our week, starting off by starting the second half of this quilt. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mimsy, for moderating today. Mimsy is on it. She's like, y'all, thumbs up, everybody. She is on it today. Yes. Hello, everybody. It's so great to see you. Yes, if you could just do me a huge favor and before you leave today, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs down if you want to. It's all the same in the eyes of YouTube. And just thank you so much in advance for that. Y'all, it really does help, especially your smaller channels, y'all. It really does help in the eyes of YouTube to have some engagement on your videos. Hello, everybody. Today we're making block number 7, the ribbon weave block. I'm going to let everybody get a chance to come on in and join us today. Hello, everybody. I believe Vicky is doing a Zoom this evening on Creative Crew. And after we're done with the ribbon weave block today, if you want to stick around or if you have to leave, but you want to see, come back. Because at the end of today's video, I'm going to do a show and tell. The announcement is at the top of Creative Crew. So if you want to share in today's video, you got a little while to go over there and post your pictures. Is posted at the very top. We're not scrolling through Creative Crew. We're just only looking at that very top post. Hello, everybody. And then we're going to skip the show until tomorrow and give everybody a chance to make another block or two. And then we'll do another show until day after tomorrow. Hello, everybody. Oh, it's so great to see y'all. I think that's all the announcements for today. That is it. Hello, everybody. It is so great to see you. I have all my pieces cut for today's block. I have all my pieces cut for tomorrow's block. It has been a super busy morning here. Lance says to tell you what you have on your t-shirt. He has a sticker on his Jeep. Really? Ooh, maybe I could make one for my Jeep. That would be cool. Hello, everybody. I'm going to switch over to the cutting mat so y'all can see the block we're making today. It is the ribbon weave. Y'all, we need 5 different colors of fabric for today's block. I've already pre-cut my pieces. And the only fabric I'm using today that you haven't seen in the previous 6 blocks is this gold fabric, and it's Andover, created by Joe Morton for Andover Fabrics. 2015, patent 7903, www.andoverfabrics.com. I think this is the only fabric I'm using today that you haven't seen, but isn't that just a gorgeous color? That is pretty. Everything else is repeating at this point, fabrics that I've already used in other blocks or in the borders. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. The ribbon weave block. Let's go over these pieces. It was pretty simple cutting for this block. I know there's quite a few pieces listed here in this block, right? But what I did is I got my 5 fabrics, gave them a press and stacked them all up on top of each other and cut a 3.5-inch strip. And then from that, I was able to cut my pieces, right? Each one of the colors, you need one 3.5 by 3.5 piece and one 3.5 by 6.5 inch piece. There, that shows up better on the mat like that, right? And then the gold color is our 4 corners, and you need 4 3.5 by 3.5 pieces. All right, so we're going to take a minute. I'm going to lay this block out right here on the cutting mat. This block, I really picked this block. I don't know if that's showing up, maybe like that, because it kind of looks like a Christmas present that's wrapped and has ribbon as the gift wrapping, right? So that's one of the reasons why I picked this block. We're going to put the gold in the four corners. Like that. Hopefully it'll all fit in here while we're laying it out. And now we're going to start separating these colors. These are our 3.5 by 6.5 inch pieces. You should have 4 of them. And 4 3.5 by 3.5. And I'm just taking a look at my diagram. I've pushed it off to the side, but we're going to start building this block just like this. And that's one reason why that little color example on the PDF is helpful. If you don't have a color printer, just pull up the PDF on your laptop or your computer or your tablet and just view it right on your device. Those little color examples really do come in handy, especially for this block. We got those pieces, and then the blue goes like this, and the green comes down like this. It's just off the bottom of the screen. But there we go. See how the green continues, the red continues, the light cream, and the blue, and then the gold in the four corners. Hello, everybody. Now I'm going to just take a second and pause right here because I do know that some of you like to try to sew along with me live. So I'm going to let you lay out your pieces just like this. Cheryl said, I have a 12.5 inch ruler that I put my laid out block on. I would be lost otherwise. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Today we're going to be working with your 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I need to set mine, but again, I'm using my scant 1/4 inch, so let me move my needle over. Five little clicks, that's what it takes to get my scant 1/4 inch. But I don't want to forget to do that. Now this block, y'all, so far we've been putting blocks together as a 9 patch, right? But this block is going to come together like a 4 patch. We're going to be working in 4 individual blocks, just like this. Like that, like that. This over here, and this over here. 4 individual units make up this block. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to join the smaller 2 pieces of each individual 4 units, okay? And what I'm going to do, although it doesn't much matter because we don't have any half square triangles in there, I'm just going to flip them over. We're going to be sewing 4 seams at the sewing machine to start off today. Like that. And I'm just going to chain piece them, and then we're going to bring them over and press them before we join them to these pieces. Sheila says, it looks like you might have been inspired by the gold in that one block someone shared yesterday. Wasn't that gorgeous? Oh, that was so pretty. All right, let's move over to the sewing machine. Ooh, that is bright. For this part, I'm just going to put the sewing machine up on the screen. Y'all saw the 4 little pieces we're bringing over. We're going to match up those raw edges nice and straight. And we're sewing. There's our first one. And our second. Our third, and this is the last one. Going to separate those, and we are going to give them a press before we move on. Dun, 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 dun. Because I think this block is going to go by pretty quick, I'll press these seams open. Let's get this iron warming up. And scoot her over a little bit. There we go. I don't want to mess up this order. I'm just going to scoot these pieces right on over. Just like that. Tommy said, I see you didn't mark which side to sew on. I've turned these lots of times. Doesn't matter in this block. Nope, it does not matter in this block because these are solid pieces. Now, if your fabric is directional, like if you fussy cut your fabric or there's a certain direction that your fabric needs to go in for the pattern of your fabric to look right, then you might want to mark it, right? But these patterns really don't matter which way I turn them. And we don't have any half square triangles in here that would look funny if I sewed the wrong way. So in this particular block, more than likely, it does not matter which side you sew them onto, right? Just going to press these seams. Tommy, I'm making your labels this evening. I'm making them. I have another set of labels to make for Julia today, too. And I have a quilt to put on the long arm. And I have a binding to put on a quilt. And I have a pattern that I need to finish up for Patreon. So there's the rest of my day. Your labels are going to look so pretty, though. Sorry, I missed your post. It must have scrolled right on by, but I'll go back and see what's up. I'm just pressing those and setting them off to the side for just a second, and we're going to put them back in place as soon as I get these other two seams pressed. You must work 80 hours a week. I'm going to tell you what, generally, y'all, I try real hard not to work on the weekends, especially Sunday, but we took that unexpected trip to Vermont, and that really put me about a week behind, and now I'm just, I am starting to catch up on stuff, but, so I am working quite a bit of longer hours each day, just to fit in a little bit of stuff that I need to catch up on, plus my regular work. So right now, it does seem like 80 hours a week, for sure. It does. Next week, it should start slowing down a little bit. Next week should slow down quite a little bit. We're going to move this off for a second because we're done pressing. Now here's the part you want to pay attention to and reference your PDF, because now that we've pressed all these, we want to make sure we put them back in the right order. right? We don't want to put these back in the wrong places. So the one with the green comes down here at the bottom. The one with the blue goes right there. The red and the gold go like that, and the red and the light cream come up here. Once you sew these two pieces together, they should measure 6.5 inches long and be the same exact size as these longer pieces. If you're coming up short there, then you need to adjust your 1/4 inch seam allowance. You might need to use that scant 1/4 inch if you're coming up short right there. I am a firstborn, Connie. Oh, Tommy says, I see a directional thing on the blue. Yeah, I'm not much worried about that, to be really honest. That's okay. Now, if you were really picky about that, then you might have wanted to pay attention to that. I don't care. I kind of like the scrappy thing that happens when that directional fabric gets turned around a little bit. That's okay. Oh, goodness, Dari. Okay. All right. We are praying for him. Lord, we are praying for that pain to go away and he gets some relief. Pain is, wow, it can be so debilitating. Trinita said, what is going on after YouTube? I didn't hear you. All the work that I have left to do? Or just in general? Tonight, Trinita, I believe Vicky is hosting a Zoom, I believe. So, now we're going to sew the units we just finished to the large units. That's going to be 4 seams. So we're going to flip them right on over just like this. And I like putting the pieced section on top, but you can put the larger section on top if you like. I tell you what, we will mark these. I don't know. I'm trying to think if it's going to make any difference. I don't think so, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. Just marking that seam. There we go. We're going to bring these 4 pieces over. I'll keep this big too so that you can see. Line up those edges nice and pretty. There's our first one. Our second. I'm going to tell you, this is one of those blocks that I kind of love because when it's finished, it looks a way more complicated than it actually is. Y'all, the cutting on this block is super simple. And when you break down the sewing into units, the sewing is simple, but the finished block looks kind of complicated. And it leaves people wondering, wow, that must have taken you forever. How did you do that? Those are some of my favorite blocks. No one else has to know when they look at your quilt that it was actually simple to make. We can just let them think that it was so difficult. We're going to separate these, and we're going to press these 4 seams too. All right, now these seams are pressed open, and that lays nice and flat. Because that seam is included in this seam, see how it kind of wants to lean over to that one side? I'm going to go ahead and press that seam over to the large piece on each one of my blocks. You, of course, if you want to open that seam up and press it open, by all means, do that. Ow, I just burnt my finger. Ow. Pay attention, Lisa. See how the green ties in with the green of that blue? That's pretty. Again, I'll show you. See when I hold this over? That seam wants to just migrate over to the left. We're just not even going to fight it. Yes, there's a whole video series that you can catch up to. If you look in the description box, and Mimsy has shared links, there's a playlist for everything you've missed up until now. There's 6 other blocks we've already done, and we still have 5 blocks after today to do. So you can go and check out that playlist. They're all saved together. Wow. I don't know what I did there, but maybe I cut that piece a little short. I don't know. You're welcome, Pam. Sometimes I think I explain things and make them a lot more confusing, but I try to make it as easy as possible. That's why when someone emails me or sends me a message with kind of a complicated question, I'm like, can we just Zoom so I can tell you and not try to type it out? Because I have a tendency when I type things out to make it way more confusing than it actually is. You don't want me to type out your answer. Right, Nita? Aren't they pretty? They're so pretty. Look, the gold kind of ties in with the gold stars there. Glenda, if you go to Lisa Capen Quilts, go to my channel and just start scrolling down. You'll find it. But it was cleaning the threads off a floor, save your vacuum or something like that it was called. That is one of my favorite tools in my studio now. Just to let you know, I use it every single day. Every single day. All right, so now we're going to lay out these 4 units one more time. We have the gold and the short little cream colored ones right there. We have the gold and the blue with the cream like that. Up here, we have the gold and the barn red. And down here, we have the gold with the green. So there's our 4 units. And at this point, this block is going to come together really quick. Really quick. We're going to flip this one right on over. And we're going to flip this one right on over. This does matter which side you sew the seam. I know that. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it just in case I turn anything around. And we're sewing those 2 seams. Sewing those 2 seams. Make sure to line them up. Line them up. And we're bringing over this one. I know y'all probably can't hear it because I have a filter on my microphone, but the Amtrak train, I can hear it going by. Don't you ever wonder, like, when you see a train go by, like, where are they going? Where are all those people going? I hope they're going somewhere fun. All right, we're going to open these up, and let me show you this. We now have this one seam that comes right in the middle of the seam we just sewn. You can press that open if you want, but see it kind of just, oh, no, you can't see. You can't see. See how it migrates and it just wants to lay over to the left. I'm not going to fight that. I'm just going to press it right on over to the left. You could not see it. When you have one piece that is a little bit longer, how do you choose which to line up? Well, let me see if I can find that one piece that was longer. It might be on this one. And I'll show you how I lined mine up. Again, see how it just wants to migrate right on over to the left. Let's press that, and then I'll try to find that piece that was longer. I've lost it now. It's in one of my seam allowances. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. I want you to see, oh, can you see that? It might be a little blurry. I lined it up so that the edge of the block would be nice and even. But when I did that, I want you to see this. Well, it's going to be hard to see because I've used a light thread. But it just caught the very edge of this brick red fabric. It is just barely on there. My concern with this would be that that seam is going to pop at some point because it's just barely holding on to some thread. So my suggestion would be to unpick this and line it up so that you get more fabric in that seam allowance. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to unpick it and redo it. What I will do once this block is done is I'm going to fuse some Pellon right over top of that to help support that stitch. And then I think with that in there, and once this quilt gets quilted, that it might be okay. But I think I will have to keep an eye on that if I don't go back and fix it. All right, now we need to make sure that we're flipping this around the right way. This is at the bottom. And this is at the top, turned around just like that. Now to finish up this block, we've got one more seam right down the middle. Because we've pressed those seams towards that larger piece, this one seam is going to nest right in the middle. Right in the middle. Now, even if you don't want to stay for the show and tell, do stick around for a few minutes because I want to show you a pointer about cutting out the wreath block tomorrow, and I don't want you to miss it. Okie doke. All right, let's figure out which way we want to press this. You could open that seam right up. I'd never have really good luck at doing that though. You could open that seam right up and press it open. Is it going to cooperate today? We'll see. We shall see. All right, let's give it a try. Let's press that seam open. You will get a flatter intersection right in the middle of this block if you do press that seam open. So let's do it. Y'all, we are pressing. We're not ironing, pressing. We do not want to distort our pieces out of shape and make our square a little wonky. So you'll see I'm picking up that iron and moving it. Ooh, Nita used her scan and cut to cut out the applique. So did I, Miss Nita, and that saved me so much time. I cut out the wreath pieces today, and the actual time it took to cut it was less than 2 minutes. And I was like, yes. And it's perfect. I love that. All right, let's press this from the front, and then we're going to take a good look at this block. Patricia said, Lisa, I dislike when you give tips so late in a sew-along. I cut most of my pieces long ago. Well, you know, it is a sew-along. And I know a lot of y'all have gone ahead of me And what I would recommend is that you stop and you sew each block along with me each day. I know some of y'all already have all the blocks done. And if we were just making quilts independently, there would be no reason to come live every day, right? We could just make the quilts and not do the sew along. I love you. There is my finished ribbon block. Let's give her a measure. She comes out exactly 12 and a half inches and 12 and a half inches. There we go. Isn't she pretty? It kind of looks like a present with the ribbon going across, all pretty and gift wrapped. All pretty and gift wrapped. Now, here's what is awesome about the sew along and getting tips is that I'm giving you tips for tomorrow's block today. And here it is that when you look at tomorrow's block, this is our finished block number 7, y'all. Tomorrow's block is block number 8, the Christmas wreath. You're going to be cutting a background of 12 and a half by 12 and a half. That's super easy, right? And then we're doing applique. All right, so let's flip on over to the wreath. To fit the wreath onto a single sheet of paper, I had to divide it into 4 pieces. All right. You're not cutting out 4 individual wreath pieces. There's a little diagram here that kind of shows you that. They're all joined together. You're cutting the wreath out as one solid piece. So when you trace your pieces, you're going to line up piece A and trace it just like that. Then you're going to move your fusible or your freezer paper over and you're going to line up B. Right on those lines from the pattern, right there, trace your piece B. You're going to work your way around to make one solid wreath to cut out as one piece. That's the tip. Not 4 individual pieces that you're going to join together. The wreath should be one solid piece, just like that. But see, this wreath does not fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so I had to break it up like that. If you are working with the SVG files, it is already one solid piece that you're bringing over to your cutting machine. You do not have to piece these pieces together in your cutting machine. That was the tip. Cut your wreath out as one solid piece. Ooh, I think she is pretty, pretty, pretty. She looks like a present. I have it turned the wrong way, although I don't think it much matters. There we go. I think you could turn it any way you wanted to, right? Elizabeth said, I finally caught you live. Woo, yay. You're so welcome. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Look how perfect that met right in the middle. Can't wait to put that up on the wall. Diana said, I now wish I had not cut mine out ahead of time. This cutting makes a lot more sense then, right? I mean, I get it that y'all are working ahead of me because, you know, we all have different schedules and stuff like that. I get it. But yep, your wreath should be one piece. Your deer should be one piece. The J for the word joy should be one piece. I think that's all I had to break up. Let's take a look. In case you want to work ahead of me more. Nope, the Christmas trees, they're all in one piece. That's all the joining together pieces. All right, so now that our block is done, we're going to switch on over to the Creative Crew. Now, again, I'm not scrolling through the Creative Crew, so if you've posted your progress and you're thinking it's going to be in the show and tell in this video, it's not unless you posted in the announcement at the top of the page, because I'm not scrolling through our private Facebook group here on YouTube, but I am just showing that announcement in the posts that are in the comments. All right, we're going to switch on over and take a look at what y'all have been doing. Wrong screen, Lisa. And it's going to look a little crazy for a second. We're going to go right on over to the Creative Crew. And I'm going to refresh this page just in case anyone's added while we have been live. This is the Creative Crew, y'all. Just going to make sure it shows up on my phone. There we go. This is the Creative Crew. We have 5,600 members. That is crazy. That's a lot. Okay, we're going to scroll down. Here's my announcement. Down Home Christmas. If you would like to share your progress on the live for Monday, share pics in the comments of this post. And we have 24 comments. So we're going to try to go through them quick, but we're going to really take a good look too, okay? We're going to go to the very first one. And that was by Cheryl. She said she has made it halfway. Cheryl went light blue with the blues. Isn't that pretty? Paired with the green and the red. Kind of looks like a snowy day, doesn't it? It looks like a snowy winter's day. So she is halfway through. Oh, Cheryl, you're doing so good. Y'all see the green fabric in the middle of her turn dash? Isn't that pretty? Oh, Cheryl's here. She said it's fairy frost. Ooh. Yes. Good job, Cheryl. Next up, we have Marcella, and she says, Lisa, I have picked out my fabric, but have 3 quilts I'm finishing up for delivery. Once I get them done, I will post my blocks. This is a beautiful quilt. Thank you. You're so welcome. Isn't it a pretty quilt? You sound busy like me. 3 quilts you're working on. We'll keep our eyes out for when you start your quilt. Leanne said, first timer here. Ooh. Loving it so far. Thank you, Lisa. Let's take a look. Ah. Ooh. The little bows in your 16 patch are going to match the wreath block. So pretty. And then she has Christmas lights in the middle of her churn dash. Do y'all see that? I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're posting and sharing. Thank you so much. Wow. Coming right along. Kim says, here's what I have so far. I'm going to make 2 quilts. She says, I keep making extra blocks. May need to make a few pillows. It's not in order. The other fabric is for the sashing and the borders. So here are her pieces. She keeps making extra blocks. She might have a few quilts to make when she's done. Wow, she's made 1, 2, 3, 4 ribbon weave blocks. Wow. She's already done her wreath and her Christmas tree. She did a piece block, y'all. I like that a lot. It looks like she's got Santa Claus in the middle of her friendship star. This looks very wintry too. Do y'all see how you can make a winter or Christmas themed quilt without necessarily using Christmas themed fabric? She does have Christmassy type of fabric in here, but do you kind of just step back and squint at it? Just the colors. It looks like a winter quilt. So even if you don't have Christmas themed fabric or you don't want to go out and buy some, think about the colors you're using. Nice job, Kim. She's going to have a couple quilts to put together. And then she asked, what time Monday? And I said 12 noon. Next up, we have Pat. Pat said, keeping up and worked ahead on a couple of applique since I like to go slow. Have only redone one block because the material was so fussy. Threw it away and I won't use it again. She's having fun, she says. Wow, look at the mittens. I can't wait to get to that block. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Your sashing cream color almost looks close to mine. Mine might be a little bit darker, but yes, you are coming right along. Don't you think the sashing with that middle piece and the cornerstones kind of looks like ribbon? Christmas ribbon? Good job, Pat. You're coming right along. Adriana says, I just need to iron to the block and do the satin stitch by hand. Ooh, she's going to do her satin stitch by hand, y'all. All right, so she's got the joy, the Christmas trees, the wreath, and the mittens. So she's has her applique cut, and now she's going to be hand stitching, which I don't have patience for. I wish I did. I wish I did. And then she's broken up the other blocks. Here's her 16 patch. Look at her points, y'all. Look how good she did her points on her 16 patch. And then we have her churn dash. Isn't that pretty? Adriana, you're doing so good. Here's her friendship star. Ooh, look at her red fabric right in the middle. It's got snowflakes in it. Yes, lots of fabric inspiration today. And then she said, I ran out of fabric for the sashing. I can't go out because we went back to lockdown. Oh, my glory. Well, hopefully you can find something to use for your sashing. And here is her log cabin with the pretty holly swirly fabric right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, even if you only have just a few little tiny scraps of Christmas, you could do what Adriana and many of the others have done. Just one little tiny piece of Christmas fabric and then use solids. Very nice, Adriana. Very nice. Next up, we have Vicky, and this is the Vicky who hosts the Zooms on Creative Crew in the evenings during this series. She says, I'm catching up with you, Lisa. I got 3 blocks done during Sunday night's Zoom. I wanted to join y'all last night, but I was just exhausted. I was just pooped yesterday. I went to bed early. Wow, Vicky, look at what you've done. She's got some checks. She's got some polka dots. It looks like she might have some grunge fabric, that lighter fabric. I could be wrong. Look at what she's done. And y'all, let me just tell you, let me brag on Vicky for just a second. Because Vicky has not been doing applique long. She has not been making quilts very long. Not very long at all. And look at what she's putting out. I'm so excited for her. So even if you're on the fence, you're like, I've made a couple quilts, but I haven't done applique before. Here you go. All you got to do is have the courage to try, right? Vicky, you got 3 blocks done during the Zoom last night. Tracy said they're all beautiful. Then Mina said, I'm enjoying following along as a spectator right now. I plan to make this quilt after I'm done with my current project. Have fun, though. Everybody's so busy. I know. Vicky Hibbs got her joy block done. Look at there, look at there. Looks like she used a blanket stitch to sew hers down. Good job, Vicky. We have several Vickies. We have several Vickies. It's hard to keep them all straight. Nice job. Nice job. I like that blue fabric. We have a few Lisas too. Here's Lisa Rodini, and she says, Lisa has a craft room tour here on my channel if you want to check out Lisa's craft room. She said, here is my blocks. I'm doing winter themed. Made some blocks up myself. Still need to make cornerstones, but it's fun so far. Let's take a look at what she's done. Oh, y'all, she did a block that said, let it snow. She's doing a snowman block and a winter time block with a snowflake in it. Look at you. You're so creative. Look at you. You're so creative. You are coming right along. You've got 6, 7, 8 blocks done, Lisa. Yeah, Joan said they're all the same and so very different. Yes. You can kind of see people's personalities in the fabrics they're picking out, right? That is pretty, Lisa. Kind of goes with what you have on your bed, doesn't it? And here's our last post for today from Miss Constance. She said, here they are. There you go. Constance, it looks like you're getting the hang of applique. Look at you. You even have your ribbon weave done. You are coming right along. You're getting the hang of the applique. Look at you. I really like this a lot. I like the gold color you used. I like the 2 different tones of blue. The green you've chosen really goes with everything. And look at the points in her 16 patch. Constance, you're doing so good. Y'all, I am so proud of y'all. And I think it's so much fun to take a look and to share what everybody else's choices in fabric is. And hopefully you find some inspiration in seeing what everybody else is doing. Y'all, it looks like a winter wonderland if you scroll through Creative Crew. It really does. I'll be taking this post down so no one gets confused that because we just showed everything. So once I'm done with the live, I am taking this post off And then tomorrow we're going to skip a show and tell. And we will do a show and tell day after tomorrow. And that'll give everybody a chance to do another block if they want to share that. Yeah, isn't everybody doing so good? Yes, they are. I'm so proud of y'all. Gloria said, I'm making a friendship star quilt for my mom. All her blocks are done, and now she's working on the rose. Mimsy, just another quick thank you for helping moderate today. And I do not take for granted my moderators here on YouTube and Miss Maureen over on the creative crew. Y'all, I'm going to tell you what. It takes a lot of work to have a YouTube channel. It takes so much work to have a YouTube channel, and that's just a smidgen of what I do as part of my business. So the fact that y'all step up and help me out, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Trinita said, I just posted my block. All right, Miss Trinita, let me go see if I can find it. Did you post? Okay, before I switch over, did you post it in that announcement? If so, we'll switch over. If it's just on the page, we're going to wait until day after tomorrow. Deborah said, that's what happens when we have a great teacher. Ah. Anitra said, holy cow, I need to get an alarm clock. I keep arriving late. You came in right at the end yesterday too, didn't you? Aw, I'm sorry. All right, Trinita said yes. She posted in the post. Let's switch back over one more time. Let's switch back over. Let's take a look at Trinita's. Trinita, there's Trinita's. She said, here is my blocks. Here's Miss Trinita's blocks, y'all. Good job, Miss Trinita. The only thing I'm going to say, Miss Trinita, is that you might want to raise your applique up just a little tiny bit, because I'm afraid you're going to cut off the bottom of your little, the bow on your wreath and the tiny tip of the deer's foot. Other than that, this is turning out amazing. And y'all, here's another person who just started doing applique not that long ago. Not that long ago. And look how good she's doing. Look how good she's doing. Trinita, I love the blues you've used in your quilt too. Marian said, Lisa, will you have a posting for block 8 ahead of time? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I plan on putting the thumbnail up later this afternoon. Y'all, I had a quilt on the frame yesterday, and I had yesterday was swamped. So I did not post today's thumbnail until this morning, because I was laying in bed at 5:30, and I said, I did not post the thumbnail for today's video yet, but yes, it'll be up later this afternoon, and you can set a reminder. Trinita, good job. Keep up the good work, girlfriend. You're doing so good. You're doing so good. And y'all, that is everything for today. Tomorrow, we're doing the Christmas wreath. I have all my pieces cut out. I'll put the thumbnail up later today so you can set a reminder. Anitra, you can set your reminder. And yes, remember, cut your wreath out one continuous piece, not in 4 sections. Yes. I know I woke up out of a dead sleep. I was like, I did not put a thumbnail up. Now I got to go do that. Oh, you're so welcome, y'all. Mimsy said, sadly, I will miss tomorrow. Okay, well, I hope you have a fantastic day, and you can come back and catch the replay if you want to hang out with us. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And, yeah, feel free to share your progress over on Creative Crew, or if you want to wait and share it in a show and tell, not tomorrow, but day after tomorrow. We're going to do another one after the block. Y'all are so welcome. Tommy, I'm off to go make your labels here in a little bit. That's exciting. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. There we go. Have a lovely day, everybody. The replay is here, Joan, on YouTube, not on Creative Crew. So just come back to my channel and you can catch the replay right here on YouTube. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.